Okay, so in the first part of this video I showed you how to draw this thing here, which is the sole, and we traced that original pattern from the internet. So anyway, we had a little bit of trouble during our lesson, and I guess it's because there was a fair bit to cover. So I thought I'd make this video so that you guys would be able to finish drawing your high heel. Alright, so we have our shoe here. Now the important thing was to make sure that all the segments were joined. So I'm going to explode this, which means that it's now not joined and they're all individual segments, and it's important to make sure that everything's connected together, so you can make sure that everything's snapping. You press F3 and the snap turns off. Press F3 again and snap turns back on. So the aim was, the first thing you wanted to do is have the ribbon on. Turn the ribbon, and we were going to draw a line. Now ortho is on. See how it's only drawing at 90 degrees. Now one of you had feet, I think that was 200 long, so we said 200. And then so these are all different segments, so we want to join them together, so we select them. See how I'm selecting them? Join, enter. See down the bottom here it says 12 entities joined into one polyline, so that's all joined now. So now I'm going to move that across, M for move, and I'm going to select the top there and click there. Okay, now we want to scale this guy so that it's the right size for your foot. So we select it, scale, our base point is going to be up here. We're going to click R for reference. We can click there, and turn F3, and there we go. Now it's to scale. Alright, so whenever this comes up here, Oz mode, it means I pressed F3. So now we have our shoe to scale. See how I moved that? I clicked that line, pressed M to move, and moved it across. Okay, so that line is exactly the length that we want for our shoe. So now I'm going to draw a box. Make it 100 long. And just type PL for polyline. Went across there. I'm going to trim. Click that one. Click that. Trimmed it. Trim again. Click that one. Here we go. We join those. Now we have a box which is the same length as our shoe. We can check to make sure it's correct. I just moved it, put it over. You can see it's a little bit short, so just make it a little bit longer there. Our box is now the size that we want. Okay. Now you only got two layers here, so we made a different layer for the base of the shoe, and we made a layer for the box. So I'm going to make some layers now. That one's called base, and I'm going to change that to red. Okay, I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call it box, and I'm going to make that one blue. Okay, and I'm going to put my base on the base, and I'm going to put my box on box. Now this box here, we want to extrude that now. So what we do is we've got a couple of options. When we're in 2D drafting, the quad doesn't turn on, so it won't let us just extrude it. I think we can just turn 3D modeling on. See what it's done? I don't know why they did that. Anyway, so when you move your mouse over, this thing appears, which lets you extrude. If it's not appearing, it's probably because the quad here is off, so you can just click that to turn it on or off. So let's make that how high we want our heel. So last time I said 50, because 50 was a good height for a 5 centimeter heel, so that means it wouldn't be too uncomfortable for you. Okay? Alright. Now I've extruded that. So I want that whole thing to be on the box layer. Yeah, cool. Now we've drawn our base, and now we want to draw the side part of the shoe. Okay, so I'm going to turn my base off, and I'm going to type UCS and select the face of the box as my working plane. Okay, now I'm going to use the view, and I'm going to go YX, which is the plane that we were on. So this is now our working plane. Okay, so we're going to draw on there. So we draw some arcs. So see how it's locked again? That's because I need to press F8 to turn ortho off. Interesting. Just click there because I didn't want to turn off. It's off now. Now that background is white and I'm drawing in white, so I'm struggling to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go into this layer. I'm just going to change it so that it's the color I can see. So I'm going to make it a light blue. See that a bit better. So these are the 3-point arc. So I select point 1, point 2, point 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my box off. So the box is, I better select my top corner first. That way I don't get lost. Alright, turn the box off. Okay. So sort of can see that. It's a little bit hard to see, but all these things. Strange. Anyway. So that top there is the top. Alright, so let me draw a little arc there. It's giving me a little bit of my top part of my heel. Okay. I mean, this requires a little bit of finesse doing this. But I'm pretty sure something like that is something that we sort of want. Maybe done a bit more like that. Probably a good shape for a heel. Okay, so now we've got our lines there. We join them. Okay, so they've been joined into a polyline. Now we're going to offset. And I'm going to say 3 millimeters, and I want it there. That's great. So now I've got a line on the top. So now I'm going to connect them. Now remember, if the snap's not turning on, you just press F3 and the snap will turn on. And if ever you get stuck in something, just press escape and you'll be able to escape out. Oops, chose the wrong thing. Okay. Now we select the whole thing, join it. Okay, it's joined. Okay, so now we want to extrude that. So use that one there if you want. Type a number in. Let's say 200. Okay, so now that's extruded. So if I look around, look at that. Okay. So now I probably want to turn my base back on. Let's have a look at that. Now, that to me looks like it's the wrong way around. The base. So we probably want to rotate that. So what I'll do is I'll turn 0 off, which is I'll select base as my primary layer, turn 0 off, And I've got my my base here. So let's have a look. We'll turn box back on. Now, box helps us get our working plane. So we'll go to the bottom of box. We'll go UCS and click F for face. And now we're on the correct working plane. Okay. So now I want to rotate this. RO for rotate. And I want to rotate it from the center. 180 degrees. There we go. Probably not quite in the right spot, so we can move it back a bit. Maybe about there. We turn our top one on. See how look at that. That fits quite nicely when we look at it. So you see now the heel of the shoe is there, and the sole is there, the base of the foot, and it's all quite nice. Alright, so now we can turn our box off because we've got our working plane, and we can turn 0 off. Whoops, not lock it. 0 and that one. And let's go there. Okay, I just press Z, enter, and then E, enter, which means zoom and then extend. So it zooms to the maximum extent of what we want. So now remember we made a cookie cutter, so I'm going to do that again. So just drawing around this. Okay, and then rotating the view so I can see a bit better, and then I'm going to extrude that at 300 high. Excellent. So now I'm going to turn 0 back on, which had my thing on it. Look at that. Ah, my cookie cutter is too low. Can I extend it? Doesn't like that. What if I turn 0 off? Look at that. So I didn't want to extend when I went there. A weird circle thing appeared. When I clicked the edge and then I clicked extend, it let me. That didn't work either. It didn't like that. Well, what we can do is type UCS, F for face, and we click this face, enter,